Hello again. Welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. Continuing our Belmont coverage, we've had a lot to cover this week. Well, today we are going to do a special kind of show. We're going to tackle a pick four and the mandatory late pick five, ending with the Belmont Stakes. I think that's the best way to sum up the week. Appreciate everybody joining me, all the great comments. We're going to draw for the Saturday Split the Pot contest. So, going to be a reoccurring contest off and on all summer long through the Breeders' Cup. So what you want to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel and always be smashing that like button and leaving a comment, put you in the draw. Use hashtag BHS to help promote the channel. All that, so much appreciated. And just tell me who's going to be your single for the pick five, the late pick five, that is. Now, first, we're going to start off with the pick four. That's going to be races 6 through 9. Nice. We're getting our money's worth out of that joke. Anyway, race number 6 is the Wonder Again Stakes. We're going to take a look at some past performances and get right into the action. So the Wonder Again Stakes is a grade 2 for 3-year-old fillies. We're going on the inner turf, mile and a 16th. We start with number 1, Al Jafara. 3 positives right off the bat. Positive number 1, Chad Brown is the trainer on turf. Flavian Pratt, awesome jock. Check box number 2. Rail Post winning at a 20% clip. Check box number 3. This horse obviously came over from France over the fall of last year and debuted at Keeneland in 120,000 in 1X. Ran a very excellent race. Nice close to get the win. Beat Bessie Abbott, who's in this race. So promising horse coming through. Chad Brown always has some of the best turf horses. So Al Jafara definitely on the radar. This one will be an interesting decision to make right here. Mayday ready. You can just draw a line through this Hanshin juvenile race where he just was never, well, he was in it. He fired off really well, but it was just a melee of like 18 horses. And he had the way outside post position 17 and just going right-hand turn also. So just toss that race. Every other race you could see stellar performances, a really close second to Lake Victoria in the last November. The only problem is that we haven't seen the horse race yet. So it's kind of an unknown. Might need to get one under her belt, or maybe she's ready to fire off. We don't really know for sure. I mean, some of the works look pretty decent, but I have a hard enough time reading into works on the dirt, much less what they do on the turf. So Mayday ready on the radar for sure. Frankie Dettori rides 9-2 morning line. Bessie Abbott's 20-1. Not a lot to say here. Impressive debut last summer, won 7 furlongs in Ireland. And then the 2025 debut was the second place to the one horse in a pretty solid effort over that Keeneland turf. She lacks experience. Obviously, you can see just with the 2 races, but at the distance, she's passed the test. So just wanted to kind of keep an eye on for future, but probably not going to be on my ticket. Number 4, Virgin Colada, 10-1 morning line. Nice run as a 2-year-old. Got really good finishes. First, second under Pratt. And then, as horses tend to do, they get a little overwhelmed in these big races and didn't run as well in the Breeders' Cup, but then bounced and then came back for the 2025 debut at a mile and raced pretty well in the Memories of Silver. Ran 3rd closing, but there was beaten by 2 rivals in this race. So got to keep that in mind when you're looking at her. She does, Chad Brown is 28% second off the layoff, does have a positive ROI in that case, and Joel Rosario picks up the mount. So Pratt defects, and now we're going to talk about number 5, Opulent Restraint, another Chad Brown. This one has Irad Ortiz, was second, just missed by a neck in that Memories of Silver we were discussing. 3-year-old Gray lost the lead, but kind of fought back toward the wire. The sired by Dubawi, that really great overseas turf sire. So this one is one to look at, but probably a little bit outclassed so far. I mean, obviously, we're going to go to number 6, Nitrogen, even money, morning line, Mark Cassie, Jose Ortiz. What can you say other than just ripping through the stakes ranks in Florida? Won the Ginger Brew, then backed that up, jumped to grade 3, Florida Oaks, won that, jumped up to Appalachian, grade 2 at Keeneland, won that, then jumped up to a grade, I call it a little bit higher, grade 2, Edgewood on Oaks Day, and won that. So that's 4 different racetracks and 4 different wins. Gulfstream, Tampa, Keeneland, Churchill Downs. I mean, it's number 1 with a bullet for a reason, so you really have to include this one, the one to beat, and the best of luck trying to do that. So love you anyway. Louis Saez picks up the mount. Missed in her maiden win in February in a good rally. Was placed in the Florida Oaks. She ran fifth there, went back to the maiden ranks, and then finally scored a maiden victory at Keeneland. So nice horse, but not here. This one is the last horse. Laura Lynn looks really good. 3-0 record to begin her promising career. And Tepin Stakes before the layoff, then the 2025 debut. She wins that Memory of Silver in that battle down the stretch with the two rivals in this race. So she is actually she has the progeny of the great Dubawi and Zarak. So probably a little bit lighter of a sample size, can run all day. Sire stats prove that. Average win distance for the dam sire as well. Kendrick Carmouche and Grand Motion hook up here. So really, really solid contender. Good shot if she can make the jump up in class. But to sum things up, I'm taking the number 6 Nitrogen on top for the win. I would key that horse. Now, number 2 Mayday Ready is kind of a wild card who could blow them away. Then you have the 1, the 5, the 8, the 4 horse, all of those. The way I constructed this ticket, I'm just going to spread, hopefully get leg 1, and maybe we get an upset out of Nitrogen. Who knows? Horses are made to be beat, and this one is on a streak that may come to an end sooner than later. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 5, 6, 8. Yes, 5 deep, and we will get there, and because we have one coming up. So I'm going to do a 50-cent trifecta wheel. I'm going to put the 6 with the 1, 2, 5, 8, and then 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. And that's an $8 bet there. Okay, contest time. We're going to spin the wheel 3 times, and the winner, then 2 backups. So just in case I don't get contacted. So this is for Saturday's split the pot bet. Dealer's choice on which race you want to bet the $20 on. So go ahead and spin that wheel. Congratulations to at Mr. Big Ed G. He is the winner of the split the pot bet for Saturday. I do know this. Big Ed follows me on X, as you should too if you are on X, at Billy Ho Sports. So Big Ed, you can just message me on X if you'd like there to claim your prize. My email address is BILLYAH35 at yahoo.com if you prefer to do it that way. But it'd be a lot easier to bounce ideas back and forth on X. So, congratulations once again. Let's move on to race number 7, which is the True North. And I do have a separate video for that. So give that one a look for a deeper dive. So we're not going to go into like past performances on that one. It's easily, I saw everybody take from Nakatomi to Bookham Dano to Mulligan, and 4, 5, and 6 is the way to go. Then you have number 2, Crazy Mason. So I'm going to spread 4 deep. I'm going to go ahead and throw Crazy Mason in, even though I think the winner does come from the 4, 5, or 6. But you never know what happens with Crazy Mason closing deep. Could run them down under the right conditions. So 2, 4, 5, 6 for leg 2. And what I would do is probably bet the 6 to win Mulligan. And then you have the 4, 2, 4, 5 underneath. So kind of like a trifecta key box, 6 with 2, 4, 5. And then we're going to move on to race number 8. That is the Met Mile. And we've gone over that one as well, so I'm not going to jump over to past performances there either. It's an easy single to me if you go watch my video. I love me some fierceness. I'm singling the 1 here in race number 8. So we're going to move on to race number 9, which is the grade 1 Jaipur. That's 5.5 furlongs on the turf, 3-year-olds. It is a BC turf sprint, win and you're in, Breeders' Cup Challenge race. So let's jump over and go through this race and past performances. Okay, so this is 3-year-olds and upward for the 5.5 furlong turf sprint, the Jaipur. Number 1 Extendo, probably not going to be on the ticket. Hasn't developed that top end speed for turf sprints. I think that grade 1 company requires. You can see 104 middle and late speed 98. So you really need to be up here like he did. He's done it before, but not this time. We're going to pass on the 1. Now, number two is going to be your heavy favorite, Think Big. People think a lot of this horse, and I do too. Godolphin owned, Michael Stidham trained, and Ben Curtis is a really tough uh, turf rider, sharp workout, highest speed figures. The only legit 100 in this race, and I'll explain that in a minute. But ran this 100. You can see 103 back to back 103 E2 paces, which is really important in a short race like this, and did get it done in the last two under Ben Curtis. So Shakertown and then turf sprint at Churchill. I mean, you can't go wrong there. So Think Big crushed it on Derby Day, and he's going to be thinking that he can close them out here as well. Our shot is the three horse, Luis Saez, John Terranova. And this one is pretty decent. Shakertown, Turf Dash, and Woodford did win the Woodford last October at Keeneland. Coming in off the layoff in the elusive quality, he beat a couple of good ones there back for that are back for this race. I think if he improves, well, wait a minute, I got the wrong horse there. I'm sorry. The number three, Our Shot, I don't think he's found the form yet. That's the problem. Just not quite there. You can see in 2025. So maybe this one will be the one, but I think we'll pass. Number four is My Boy Prince. This is the one that won off the layoff in the elusive quality at Aqueduct. He beat a couple of good horses that are back for this race. Bold Journey, Algernon. So Jose Lascano retains the mount. Mark Cassie is the trainer. A good-looking horse. We'll see what we have at the end. And another one, Arzak, Michael Trombetta. That's another nice-looking one. Didn't do so well in the Shakertown, but did run second in this race last year behind the great turf sprinter Cogburn. So grade two Shakertown win before that, or previous to that. Didn't run a lick in the 2025 version debut at Keeneland. Is a horse by not this time, so I'm thinking that same thing. Not this time for me. I'm going right by Vinsanity, 50-1 long shot, no shot. Bold Journey is one I find interesting. Does have the 101, but this is on the dirt. It's a 6 furlong sprint that he ran fifth in. So I'm not going to count that as a legit 100 speed figure, to be honest. This 92 second place with Eric Cancel was a better race, obviously, back on the turf. So it's going to be second turf for this one. And if it ran that well and moves up, could be a threat in this race. I don't know if he's ready to crack this group, but he's definitely heading in the right direction. Now, this is Alagon, and that's Ed Allard and Jose Ortiz hooking up. Third in the elusive quality. Has the speed to hang in there, I think. Could be in position to make a late run, but I don't think I'm going to use him here. This one, AG Bullet, should have won this grade 3 Unbridled Song, but dipshit Rispoli did it again. I think he took this horse inside and got jammed up inside and had nowhere to go. He dropped back and then tried to move forward again and just had nowhere to go and had to steady and check and was forced to run seventh in that race. So yeah, fired. And now we get Flavian Pratt riding. I love this 7-2. I think you can get that price. I do. I think maybe 5-2 at worst. I think this is a horse, the only mare in the race, by the way, 5-year-old mare by Twirling Candy. But I think this horse is really, really good, and I think that she can take the boys down in this one. I like that one. Now we'll round out the field with Coppola, Dale Romans, and Rispoli gets demoted to this one. Maybe he has that Rispoli revenge, but good early speed, but yet to hold off before weakening. So I think 5 furlongs is probably a better distance for this horse. As you can see, didn't even get there at 5. Now going 5.5 again. You can see all his races, he just kind of falls apart right down the stretch or gets swallowed up like by rivals Think Big and others. So no thank you on Coppola. To sum things up, not a big fan of these short sprints, but I am going to bet the mare number 9 AG Bullet to bounce back. Obviously, number 2 Think Big is the next likely. There is a couple bigger prices to use underneath. Number 7 Bold Journey is 20-1 morning line, and number 4 My Boy Prince is 10-1 morning line. So those have good post draws and good speed. Slight cutback for that one, My Boy Prince. Number 3 Our Shot gives him a better chance. Louis did ride him to 3 straight wins last fall, or rode him 3 straight races last fall, nearly won all 3. I do have the 2, 3, 4, 9 listed here for leg 4. I'm going to bet AG Bullet to win. I'm going to key her on top with the 2, the 4, the 8, probably something like that. The 7 in there as well. So we'll go from there. Your that rounds out actually the pick 4 ticket. So we're going to just take a brief pause here and discuss the pick 4 ticket. So what I did was I went 5 deep on leg 1, and then I went 4 deep leg 2, then I singled in leg 3, and then 4 deep on leg 4. But I think I'm going to change this up. So leg 1, we are going to go 5 deep, 1, 2, 5, 6, and 8. Then leg 2, we're going to go 2, 4, 5, 6. We are singling the 1 in leg 3. Then we're going to go 2, 4, 8, 9 in leg 4. That's a $40 pick 4 ticket. So now let's move on to the mandatory pick 5. This is races 9 through 13. We obviously just discussed race 9. We're going with the 2, 4, 8, 9 in that race. So let's jump into race 10. That's the Pennine Ridge Stakes, and we'll look at some past performances. We are going a mile and a 16th on the inner turf. So once again, Brad Cox gets the 3 things you want in an inner turf race. 4 things you want. Number 1 is the best horse, Zulu Kingdom. Number 2, one of the best jocks, Flavian Pratt. He's Chad Brown. It's an inside post, 20% clip. What can you say? The American Turf was just a stellar effort. The Columbia before that didn't run a bad race in the juvenile in that one. Did fade to 7th, but lost the crop. Had some really trip trouble there. And people are going to tell you Noble Confessor was within a neck of the Pilgrim, but that was a long time ago. These horses, this is a 3-year-old filly. I mean, the horses develop exponentially, and this horse has been tested over and over again. We'll get to the other contender in a minute, but Zulu Kingdom, number 1 with a bullet. AP Kid, we're going to take a pass on. I'm going to need to see more. I do like the 3 states rights for an underneath use, Sherry DeVoe, Jose Ortiz. No greatest stakes experience and some weaker speed figures, but did improve in the 120K allowance race. Should have won here. Really, just had to knife through. I mean, it was a hell of a ride by Jose. He was bobbing and weaving through horses to get through for the place. So if she makes, or actually, this is a colt. I'm sorry. Open company 3-year-olds, duh. So stakes rights is definitely up and comer. Number 4, Flying Mohawk, obviously Whit Beckman, Frankie Dettori, the big 2-8 racing, with Jason Worth and all that. They tried the Derby, and obviously it was a complete failure. But the Jeff Ruby was a hell of a good second place finish behind Final Gambit. Did run some good turf races underneath. I think it's a solid horse. I remember saying that I can't wait to see this horse later on in the summer on the turf. So here we go. So he gets his chance. We'll see what he's got. Tom's Magic, I've heard some good things about. Didn't really fare very well in the Transylvania last out, but was crushed in that race. So I probably won't use him here. Number 6, Bulldoze, is another one, lightly raced horse. Won at 9, then stretched it out, cutting back. Could be closer this time around. Rapoli Stables, Ty Pletcher. So maybe a nice long shot underneath use. Now, number 7, this is the one that I'm kind of ready to toss. I ran aboard Mark Cassie, ran a huge race at 15 to 1 in the This Is Me Bago and in the American Turf. But you could see lights it out and did win at a mile, but I think maybe the distance could be challenging. If he doesn't wire the field, he's not hitting the board, is just kind of how I'm predicting it. So I think he's a toss. Golden Channel's a toss, even though I do like English Channel progenies. Now here's Noble Confessor. Here's your grade 2 Pilgrim. Then went and finished a good 6th, and actually finished ahead technically of Zulu Kingdom, but then took the time off and then came back in May in a maiden, 85K maiden, and didn't even win that race. So maybe he needed it, or maybe he didn't. I don't know. But Zulu Kingdom is going to crush this horse, in my opinion. So 13 Colonies is a pass. Zulu is the win, the key, the single. He's just too good right now. States rights, and then Flying Mohawk, maybe underneath. Number 7, Meek Bago might hold on, but I would look for more of a fade off the board type finish. So I'm singling the 1 in leg 2 of the pick 5, and then I would key Zulu on top, straight up trifecta, or super key 1 with the 3, 4, 7, 9. Let's move on to race number 11, which is the Woody Stevens. and that one we have already covered. But just really quick, I think that Citizen Bull's kind of a wild card, I guess, but I just don't like them here. I think I've come around to I'm going with my gut here, and I'm taking the 4 Patch Adams. Go watch my video. I have a separate video for this one. I think number 3 is dangerous. Macho Music to just blow him away like he did on Derby Day again. Madikit Road's right there. Madikit Road could be sitting on a big one. So 2, 3, and 4, all definite ones. Number 9, Neo Equos, I think can get out front and roll. And then you got number 10, Chancer McPatrick, ready to mop all of them up if there is a pace meltdown. So it's going to depend on the condition of the track. I may switch over to Patch Adams, but I just don't know. I don't have a high confidence on Chancer McPatrick to actually get there because he had every opportunity in the world to let's go down here and just take a quick look at the race I'm talking about. Every opportunity in the world in the Tampa Bay Derby to run him down and couldn't do it. Couldn't run down Owen Almighty. Now we know how well Owen Almighty did run in the Kentucky Derby, but then was just nowhere to be found in the bluegrass. Should have made a step forward there and didn't. So I don't like the 10. I think I might even leave them out altogether, but I do have 2, 3, 4, and 9 for the leg 3 of the pick 5. So I'm going to take Patch Adams to win, kind of a gut play. Then you got the 3, the 9, the 2, all underneath plays. So maybe some kind of 10-cent super, which I would include the 10 in a super. So it would be 2, 3, 9, 10 underneath the 4. So let's move on to race number 12 and get her done because I really want to talk a little more about the Belmont. This race is going to be really tough. You can see 269 right here are the 3 horses. Those are really the only ones I'm interested in. Now, Endlessly is kind of an interesting one. After the Derby, it got obviously was more made for the turf. Hasn't really got there in a couple of graded stakes events, but Rispoli retains the mount. We'll see if what he's got, maybe possibly hitting the board. The integration, Frankie Dettori just didn't get this horse in the proper position. You can see Yafayed and now Flavian Pratt gets the mount. But when he turned inside for home, he was completely boxed in by all the horses on the rail and had nowhere to go. So he had to wait for everybody to get out of his way. But then by the time they turned for home, he had a wall of about 5 horses all across in front of him that he couldn't get through and had zero room. This feels like a bear that got poked in this race, and I think he comes back with a vengeance and gets it done here. So we are going with the number 2 is definitely on the ticket. 9-2. That's pretty good morning line odds for a horse that could be easily favored. Highway Robber is kind of interesting. Nice third in the classic. Was really great inside riding by Declan Cannon. He was able to ride the rail along the turn and beat the 2 horse to the rail. And he really made a winning type move in the Turf Classic, but just came up short down the stretch with Spirit of St. Louis and Mercante. I mean, Mercante came back and won the Grade 3 Arlington next, and Spirit of St. Louis is probably the top dog as far as turf horses go with the sale of Carl Spackler and moving Carl Spackler over to Cross the Pond. Carson's Run is one I think that maybe up and coming in this race. Dylan Davis rides. Miguel Clement is the trainer. The second in the Fort Marcy was to Deterministic, who's in this race. Solid 5th. Multiple grade stakes wins for this 4-year-old colt. And RIP Chris Clement, who was the former trainer, but his son, Miggy, is definitely more than good enough to take over. So this one will be an interesting one. Could be a kind of a heart play for some. And then Deterministic is another one that just really had those visions of Derby Trail after winning the Gotham down here, but beat Just a Touch too, who everybody thinks really really highly of, but then just fell apart in the wood. And they said, well, no, Peter Pan didn't work out either, so let's put him on the turf. Well, he responded pretty well there, and then popped a couple races later in the Virginia Derby. That was when the Virginia Derby was on turf, won that by a neck, then won another graded stakes, then won the Fort Marcy by 4.5 lengths. I mean, blew them out. So this one's definitely an interesting one to look at as probably maybe the third or fourth choice somewhere in that range, because then you have Spirit of St. Louis. The odds are going to be spread really good on this one. So Spirit of St. Louis hit prominence after the New York State state bred races, graduated to the Graded Stakes Company with Prejudice. He beat Integration by a neck in the Grade 1 Pegasus World Cup turf. We've seen the replay a few times of his close in the Turf Classic on Derby Day. He is definitely number one with a bullet, with good reason. Uh, uh, Tucson is Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz, just an up and comer. 3 straight wins, but just not Graded Stakes Company yet, so we'll have to see it first. Corruption is another one, has been working to improve. 3 straight wins, a near miss in the Grade 3. Cash and checks, but not for me in this one. Now, this one is the one I'm going to struggle with, because I really like Farbridge as a horse, and definitely runs nothing but 90s and hundreds all the way through. But you can see his main races are like 11 and a half furlongs, 12 furlongs, 12 furlongs, 12 furlongs, 11 and a half furlongs. But he did run in Grade 3. He ran in the Manhattan last year, and I went back and watched it again, and he really cranked it home and had position to win the race, but was just defeated by horses like Nation's Pride, and what was it, Master of Time, I think, or something like that. But it was a really good race for him. But the distance being shorter, I think, is kind of a problem for him. But he gets there. You can see he's in the lead, but I don't know if the speed figures are there. He needs more like this. He needs to be up in the 90s and the hundreds. Like if you go look at Spirit of St. Louis, and you can see 108s and 105s in the middle. The middle speed is a little better. So I think he can get there. I think he can win the race, obviously, with Joe Ella aboard, but it's really going to be tough with Spirit of St. Louis there. So I'm going to go 269 for leg 4. And then I'm probably going to bet some kind of 50-cent trifecta. I'm going to go 269 over 269, and then go spread the third leg 24569. So that brings us to the Belmont Stakes. So let's go look at that right now. So if you watch my preview video, I'm still backing Sovereignty for the most part. After seeing Journalism on the track, it's really going to be tough to overlook Journalism. But Hill Road had the nice win in the Peter Pan. He's a closer, but I just don't think the inside post is going to be his friend here. So you got to take some stands. Obviously, Sovereignty, I think, is a great spot. He can save a lot of ground on the inside. Can probably just him and Hill Road can just fight each other for position or whatever. I don't know what'll happen at the break with those two, but Sovereignty can break pretty well from the gate, so he can break past Hill Road most likely, and probably be Hill Road's likely going to be the last place horse going around turn 1, and then Sovereignty probably just ahead of him on the rail, saving ground. 5 weeks off, wet rested and ready to go. So Junior's going to have his work cut out for him, obviously, but I think if he just runs his race, he's going to get it done. Rodriguez is the one I really liked in the Wood. He got it done there. But the foot problems are well documented, and in the fitness, when Baffert's sending him out 7 furlongs on works, he's trying to get this horse back in shape to run again. I just don't think he's going to be there with the fitness, not to lead, not to go wire to wire. So I'm going to toss Rodriguez this time. Go looking for him for Jim Dandy or something down the road. Uncaged is a toss for me too. Didn't even show up at the Peter Pan, so no thanks. Crudo is one I'm very interested in. I think Crudo can get it loose on the lead. I think he can outrun Rodriguez, to be honest with you. He's sired by Justify, and he can go the distance. You can see the sire production stats on both sides of the family. I mean, Deputy Minister was a tough nut too. And the distance is there. Bobby Flay owns. I think if there's an upset, it's coming from Crudo. That's my opinion. I think Baeza is obviously, if Baeza wins this race, he's run a monster, and the McKenzie, best McKenzie progeny ever. But Puka by Big Brown, obviously Dornock won this race last year. You get Pratt back aboard. He rode in the Kentucky Derby, so Pratt knows what he's doing. Wouldn't surprise me, but I am going to leave this one off. Maybe leave for underneath exotics uses, but not going on the pick 5 ticket. So basically what we're going to do, I'm probably going to bet Sovereignty to win. I'm going to use Crudo and Journalism and Sovereignty in a 3-way kind of thing. So that's going to wrap up the video, and we'll close out with this. The pick five ticket is going to be back-to-back singles. I'm singling the 9. I'm going to go ahead and single AG Bullet in leg 1 so I can spread a little bit more. And then obviously Fierceness is leg 2. And then I'm going 2, 3, 4, 9, leg 3, 2, 6, 9, leg 4. And then your last race here is going to be 2, 5, and 7. So we're going to go obviously with Sovereignty Journalism, and I'm going to put 5 Crudo in there. That's a $36 ticket. And that is going to cover Saturday's Belmont card. I so appreciate everybody joining me this week. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hit me up, Big Ed, for the bet. And we will be back with more great racing content coming very soon. Take care.